Hey, everybody. Welcome to Dollar Club Wrestling Podcast, episode 20. This is 20. Oh, 21. 21. Sorry. And we are here, as usual, with my co-host, the man, the myth, the legend, the Dollar King, the pussy gato grande piece of shit little bitch who thinks he owns the Dollar Club, but we all know who really does. What's up, Kev?
He's on mute.
You're on mute. See, you can't even unmute yourself. What the fuck? Okay, Jeff, we'll skip him. How are you, sir?
I'm doing fine. Thank you for inviting me on again. I finally feel like I'm someplace that knows my value. $1.
Absolutely. How did you feel when you saw that?
Elated.
I mean, it had to be like one of the greatest moments of your life.
My stock went up at least 4.5 cents.
I mean, getting $1 from the Dollar King himself.
It was enormous. No, it's great. It was an enormous compliment. I've been awarded $2, which is great. I'm feeling very sexy. I was going to drive down to the gay bar or something.
I'd buy that for $1.
Recognize.
I represent everything Dollar Club.
Respect the dollar!
Okay, hey everybody, we'll start over again.
That was dramatic. You cut it off right as I said something embarrassing.
My whole screen froze and it just started over. I tried to play the song earlier too and it just froze and cut me off.
All right. Well, hey everybody, welcome to Dollar Club Wrestling Podcast, episode 21. We are here on a Thursday, like usual, the week before Thanksgiving. And we're happy to be here. And as usual, with me, the co-host, the wannabe champion, the little bitch himself.
Respect
Pussy,
the dollar!
Gato Pussy Grande, a.k.a. Dollar King, a.k.a. at Panetta Sexy Time. What do you have to say for yourself?
I've upgraded, my friend. I'm not even Dollar King anymore. I'm Uncle Slam.
Yeah, we didn't get into that yet, but yeah.
Welcome to Slamberg, PA.
I channeled my inner Val Venus right there. The big Slamboski.
Yeah, we'll get into what that's all about in a minute. Jeff, I know we already said hello, but hello again. The doctor is in the house.
Greetings and salutations. I'm pleased to be here with the champ Rock Hard, with the Dollar King, and the man who defeated Max Caster publicly live in a impromptu rap battle, much to the chagrin of the wrestling world, but not to me.
Yeah, nobody knows about it. I wonder why.
2,000 likes on TikTok. Those young kids like us. Dollar Club's hit.
Max Caster didn't retweet it. I know that. Johnny, what's up, brother? How you doing?
I'm doing very well, man. It's I'm here to talk about what I think, and it's episode 21, so we're old enough to drink. It's the man that loves strippers, the notoriously bad tipper, Dong Skipper. Always happy to be here. I represent everything Dollar Club.
So, Kev, you already tell us what is Uncle Slam?
Tell
everybody what it is.
Uncle Slam represents all that's good in America. He's like he's like your Kurt Angle, your modern day Kurt Angle. He's for the people, and he'll always be for the people. He's a great, upstanding character. He doesn't objectify women. He thinks they're just beautiful and appreciates women.
Well, who is it? Is this affiliated with somebody or something? How did this come about?
Well, the Dollar Club is officially AXW, American X Wrestling. We're booked for a couple shows throughout the end of the year right now. It's an awesome new promotion. Antonio Laugenier, I don't even know how to pronounce his last name. He owns it, and he just brought in Kevin Kelly to be his new business partner. And Kevin Kelly's been bringing in a lot of New Japan guys, Ring of Honor guys. They have a great core. Group to begin with too. Matt Quay, Ian Bush is their champion. Laszlo is awesome. They brought in Delirious for the last show. I actually have a clip of Delirious fighting. I can show that too. Here's Delirious versus Andy Header. Couple 25.
Great footage.
Yeah, so us at Dollar Club Wrestling, we have like a table there for Dollar Club Wrestling. And then I'm working for the company as Uncle Slam right now too.
Are you a faction?
No, Dollar Club are there as vendors and like as business wise, and Uncle Slam I'm actually there for the promotion as a character. Look at like here's us at the show. As you see, we had our own table because we brought in the Sandman. It was $30 for a combo and an autograph. Then we had the Dollar Club logo. You can scan it too to join all of our socials right there too. Order some clothes. And then Jim, Jim was the man. Look at Jim right here. He had his own table, and then next to him was Delirious at his own table to the left of Jim.
John Cena.
Yeah. Hey, you can't see me. Big Jim's making moves. He brought the belt out. People were loving the Dollar Club Championship. We were giving out business cards on the table. And there's the Sandman flyer with our logo on it too. Jim, tell him about that little kid that wrote us about the Sandman, the experience we gave him.
Yeah. Well, this kid is a different one. You can read there. Thank you for all the tickets for Outbreak Wrestling. My youngest son's a huge wrestling fan, and he wrestles in high school. This was his first live wrestling experience. We got to enjoy an action-packed night of wrestling and got to meet most of the talented wrestlers as well. My son also got a lot of pictures and autographs from the wrestlers. The best part of the night was seeing my son's excitement when he got to meet the legendary Sandman. He was the 5-time ECW champion. Thank you all for everything you do for us veterans and our family. And part of the AXW is partnering with charities. So Toys for Tots was there, which was awesome. And they also let veterans in for free and, public service employees, just like police and first responders, things like that. So that's really cool. Special.
Prostitutes.
We can't talk about that, Doctor. Yeah. But what do you think, Dr. Jeff? I mean, we're getting a little official, aren't we? We have business cards and everything now. What the heck's going on?
This is great. You guys are big time. This is exciting. Kevin Kelly, that's no joke. And as long as you don't get sued by Tony Khan for saying Ring of Honor, I guess everything's okay.
There's some big things coming about that. Can't announce it yet, though. There's going to be some big things coming about that.
I mean, if the big thing is the Mecca Brian Johnson, I just want to tell you it's not that big a thing. But okay, can you get like Shane Taylor Promotions? What's left of them? You got the Big Moses, Shane. Who's the O'Shea Edwards, the Reverend?
We'll talk to you off air about some of the talent coming in.
Eli Isom, Dan Draper.
Yeah, but I got to spend some time with the Sandman. There's Delirious and Uncle Slam.
Sure. And they brought in David Finlay.
Okay, yeah, that's New Japan. All right. What about his dad?
He was a cool dude.
He was awesome. He said that's a new tag team right there. He said he was here to see Uncle Slam. He loved the outfit. He was cracking up.
Do you have like a top hat?
They bought me a hat. We didn't like it, so they told me not to wear the hat. They're going to get me a better one.
All right.
They did get me the hat.
They're getting you a hat.
They mailed me the costume to my house. They sent it to my house. It was pretty cool.
Big time.
Yeah. And here's the dates we're booked for through the end of the year. The next show is called For the People, January 7th. This show's February 18th, April, June. We're booked for all these shows. So go online and get your tickets at AXWTix.com. AXWTix.com, everybody. Awesome show, awesome talent right there. And I got to autograph the poster. See on the Wii, Uncle Slam. The whole team got to autograph the poster. Is pretty cool. And
Eric Martin.
No, where?
Bottom right above www. Maybe it's
Eric Pintet.
Oh, okay.
I thought you were looking.
I thought you got Busky.
Nah. Then we'd like to thank Antonio. Thanks for bringing us in there too. He actually discovered us through this podcast when me and Johnny did the first Legends of Hamburg podcast, and he's been watching all of our stuff. And he owns that federation. Him and Jared, and then Kevin Kelly's our new business partner.
What did you think of my commentary for your big title match?
Yeah, you can come. Yeah, you can come with us too. Sit at our table with Jim. He loves everything you're doing.
I would love to come, but I have to bring La Sicaria and Juventud Sicaria.
Yeah, it'll work. Yeah, come sit at our. We're gonna have the Dollar Club table at all those shows too. I'll be on the floor, and Jim will be at the table, and he definitely could use some help. We might bring in more celebs. We haven't decided who next too.
Talking about those celebs. If the weather doesn't suck, I don't think it's that bad a drive for me from Baltimore to Hamburg.
Nah, not too bad.
It shouldn't be, actually, no.
Couple hours. Johnny, you're coming next time, right?
Yeah, I really want to be there. I was really bummed out I wasn't there, but I would love to. I don't want to try to overstep my boundaries, but I feel very much a part of this brand, and I just want to support and show face, figuratively and literally. So yeah, I would love to be there. I feel like I got to make it happen.
You are part of this brand. Everything's Dollar Club.
Okay. Right? I represent everything Dollar Club.
And Jeff and Jimmy are Dollar Club adjacent. You're always welcome to anything we do, both of you guys.
I represent everything Dollar Club. I represent everything Dollar Club.
Well, the show was really good. There was a lot of good wrestling. Uncle Slam made his first ever appearance, which was exciting.
I'll make sure she wears a Chi-Chi shirt. So okay.
But I also got to spend some time with the Sandman. Really cool dude. He had a lot of information, gave me a lot of information, learned a lot. Jeff, are you a Sandman fan?
I got to tell you, I was never an ECW guy, so I'm probably not going to be much use in this conversation. I'm obviously aware of them from Raven's Flock. I watched a little bit of ECW, and then I saw ECW and WW. I think it was WWE by then, but it was never my thing. I mean, before wrestlers became 5'8" and 167 pounds, the little guys were in ECW, and and while I've adjusted down to the to the ECW size, I haven't adjusted down to the current size yet.
Jim, talk about some of the business stuff he was talking about. He was seeing more. We learned more about the business sense from him. It was very interesting too. Just some of the way he thinks is different than how we would walk into a place like that.
Yeah, he would just because this was our first experience as far as business wise, bringing somebody in for autographs, and he was just telling me how it works. Things to look out for. He just has a good mind, I think, for the business, and ways to he was positioning the belt like our belt, and he said, whose belt is that? I'm like, it's the Dollar Club's belt, it's our belt. And he said, give me that belt, put it here, kids love that belt, they'll holding it, just trying to help us out, get more money and things like that. Things about hold the we got Kev's Kendo sticks, brought them. We were going to have so he was taking pictures with that, with the kids. So yeah, there was a lot of cool stuff we talked about. It was only an hour that I got to sit with him, but yeah, it was valuable time.
How does that work? Does the booker bring him in for a flat fee, and then the booker makes all the money off the autographs, or is there a split on the autographs and the photos or whatever it is? Well, my understanding is the former, but I'm not sure if that's correct.
It's typically the booker. We pay a booking fee, and then we get all the money. But if we're big enough, they can negotiate, or if that's a selling point to go half and half, some guys will negotiate more. It all depends on who, but the majority is you pay a flat fee, and then you get all the autograph and all that stuff.
What about travel? Is that part of the flat fee?
No,
do you pay
the travel on top of the flat fee? Okay. That's why Sandman was advantageous for us, because you could drive there.
Oh, that's cool. You pay mileage?
Yeah.
Or do you just get him when he gets there? You have a a Sheets hot sub waiting for him, and a Sheets cold sub for the way back.
We had to pick Mang up from one show. Jim wasn't at this one too, Haku. And we had to take him to a Sheets and get him some it was a Royal Farms actually too. It was pretty funny. He made a "that's what she said" joke when he saw the big cock, like they have at Royal Farms. It was hilarious. I wish I filmed him saying that. He's like, look at that big cock. He's like, "That's what she said" in his Tongan accent.
Nice.
But then Sandman for me, I was supposed to do a promo. I kind of got bounced for time because I was doing other stuff for the fans, giving out American flags and stuff too. He's like, "Who's doing a promo?" I'm like, me. He's like, "Well, you're a babyface. So first of all, it's just Veterans Day just happened. So first thing you say is thank the vets. It's not about you first. First you get the crowds over. Babyface thing first." In my head, I was thinking how to talk myself, make myself sound good. It's about the people. Get the people on your side first. They've been doing it for so long. It's like second nature to them what to do. It's crazy how that's didn't have to pay for it.
and then he said, because I asked you what you're going to say, and you're like, I don't know if they're going to tell me what to say or not. And he's like, don't read what they give you. That's shit. It'll be shit. Just you got to come up with it yourself. Just be yourself. I thought that was funny. Pretty cool advice. Yeah, but it was a good experience, good learning experience. So first step, and many more to come.
Did he recognize you?
Oh yeah, he recognized me for sure.
We actually brought 8x10s of ourselves, but we should put them on the table. We didn't do it though. Had him got the Pussy Grande 8x10 and Jim with the belt sitting on the casket.
I was going to charge a couple dollars for my autograph, but All right, so who watched Raw this week? Anybody?
Some of it.
So I have one thing I want to talk about Raw, and it's Austin Theory.
I'm ready for you.
After what happened last week, I'm like, oh, they're just going to bury this guy. He just cashed in his briefcase for the United States title, and he lost and everything. I'm like, and I'm sure, did you guys think he's just going to be buried? That was just, no. You didn't think that?
No, most of the internet did though. They were going crazy.
I kind of thought so, but I think I know where you're going.
I know you know. I know you know what happened now, but what did you think they were going to do? Honestly.
I thought he was going to be buried. I mean, I heard ever since Vince left, he has been losing, and then he cashed in his Money in the Bank on the US title, which he lost. I mean, I just thought it was all around a really bad look for him. He did not come out looking strong from that by any means.
No, not at all. But Kev, what you said, you didn't expect him to be buried, or what did you expect after that?
A reboot. It was a rebooted character, the Triple H version of Austin Theory. He couldn't do that until he dropped this briefcase. What's he going to do? Lose?
Yeah, but you were thinking that as that happened?
I was people were complaining on. Remember, I put the post on our Facebook page, and people were bitching about it. And I was saying that to them too. I'm like, this is the best thing that could have happened to him. His character can actually advance now. Yeah, for a couple weeks it might suck, but it was just holding him back. He doesn't have that stupid gimmick now.
Well, I guess you're smarter than I give you credit for. Jeez.
That's why I should write the show.
Yeah. Dr. Jeff, what was your impressions? Not now that after what happened, but after last week.
Firstly, clearly none of you follow me on Twitter. Secondly,
I just
definition on buried. If you're on TV every week, you're not buried. Reggie is buried. Tamina's basically buried. Tozawa more or less buried.
I guess what I mean, he may be on TV, but he's not going to be a focal point.
This is what I thought they were going to do with him, and I thought that they tied up his story, as Kevin was saying, with the case, get rid of that thing. And they tied up the Dexter Loomis story. It was a dumb end, but at least they tied it up. They tried, move along, just forget the whole thing ever happened. And I thought with Austin Theory, the thing is that it would be clear that he's lost his way, and that he would go back to someone who could show him the right way, and maybe they would reform the way.
Well, I'll tell you. You guys are visionaries. I don't know what I can say.
And but
we are true visionaries. That is true.
You can ask me questions if you want the simpleton answers. Go to me.
Johnny, did you see this part?
I saw the clip. Are you talking about like the Kevin Owens and Austin Theory promo? Because I did see that.
No, I'm talking
Oh,
just
never
the
mind.
fight of Austin Theory.
I did not. No, I apologize.
I loved it. I thought it was genius. He completely Kevin, you were right. That was the best thing they could have done. Get rid of the briefcase, get it off his back. And he came out without the selfie. He was intense. And I just loved everything about it. What do you say, Jeff?
I agree. I thought it was good. I mean, it wasn't what I thought, and that's fine. First of all, he explained why he went for the U.S. title instead of the world title, and you know what? Made perfect sense.
Yeah.
So I've already had that title, but I want it again. I want a title. It made sense. And again, does it make as much sense as not going for the world title?
And, I thought that was big. Them doing that, explaining. A lot of times in wrestling they do shit and they never explain why. I thought that was great that he actually explained the reason he did that.
That's one of the things I admire so much about MVP and Eddie Kingston. Whether I like everything they do or not, in the ring or outside the ring or whatever, they always try to make things make sense, even if they're stupid. They try to come up with something to make it make sense. And I appreciate that effort. Anyway, it made sense. It wasn't stupid. You could see how a 24-year-old would think like that, or if he just wanted a title, any title. And Seth helped him with it with his promo earlier, saying, "I've made this the most important title on Raw," which in fact has been a goal of Triple H to make those mid-card titles higher. So I do like this Austin Theory angry version. I wasn't crazy about the refs stopped it. I mean, I've seen worse beatdowns. I would have rather he just beat Dolph Ziggler. It's not like Dolph Ziggler needs to be protected. He already beat Dolph Ziggler during his goofier iteration. But okay, he's so badass. He has to be. He needs to get DQ'd, and he doesn't care. Fine. It was good. I liked it. It was cool. It was actually one of the high points of what was not a bad Raw, but not a noteworthy Raw by any means. I mean, this was probably the only noteworthy part of it.
Hey, Jim.
Yeah.
Since we're on the U.S. title, can I bring a slide up and then you talk it into it? Like this is relating to what we're talking about right now. This is something Conan said. So here, read this off, and let's talk about this for a second.
Yeah, go ahead. The WWE United States Championship is more prestigious than the AEW World Championship. I ranked Gunther, a.k.a. Walter, as WWE Intercontinental Champion over Jon Moxley as AEW World Champion. Changed my mind. I don't know if I can disagree with that. I was actually going to say, because Jeff brought up how Triple H is focusing on the mid-card titles, that the Intercontinental title has, since Gunther has had it, I feel like has leaps and bounds been improved. But
U.S. title too with Lashley and Seth too. It's big time improved.
Absolutely. What do you think, Johnny?
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. I think it's awesome they're protecting the titles and making them more prestigious. I mean, think back when the IC title really meant something. I mean, you had HBK and Razor Ramon in a ladder match for it. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that is huge. So if you do have like a Lashley versus Seth Rollins, I mean, that's, that brings a lot of credibility to the title, so to speak. So I think it's awesome.
Would you rank it higher than the AEW World title, though? That's what Conan's saying. Would you go that far?
I haven't been watching enough like AEW to really give a solid opinion. I mean, I think that's a pretty wild, I don't know. It's kind of a wild statement, but I understand his point. So I don't know. I kind of plead the fifth. I can't really decide.
Do you think he's trying to say that they're doing more with it?
I think that's exactly what he's trying to say. Yeah, absolutely. Because what is Moxley really involved in that has you intrigued in AEW? I kind of feel like this has been.
It's MJF.
Well, yeah, that's coming Saturday.
What do you say, Jeff?
My first instinct whenever some of these guys who used to be used to get booked by AEW when they start complimenting WWE. One, they're sort of reading the room and the momentum, and they also maybe want to get booked by WWE again to do something just to get those, collect some paydays, and I think they go like pendulums. What he's saying is not outrageous. You can make an argument for it. I don't agree. I don't think that the U.S. title or the Intercontinental title is above the AEW World Championship yet, but they're above the NWA Championship and the MLW Championship. And I would say, I know that the smarts out there would hate me, but any Japanese championship, any Mexican championship. So it's not outrageous. And the biggest component of this is how many goddamn titles Tony Khan has on AEW. I mean, you can't even keep track of all the frickin' titles and who's going for what and who wants what. He can't keep track of it. He's not even trying. I mean, we have 3 guys who have been mercilessly on my TV screens for the last year. Well, 2 of them mercilessly. One of them stops and starts. But Daniel Garcia and Wheeler Yuta, they're constantly on my frickin' TV screen, and they're not even on the pay-per-view. Now, I'm sure they'll show up in some sort of scrum or accompanying Jericho or whatever. But, Lee Moriarty, the other third in that group, that's sort of the trinity of the technical young wrestlers that they pretend are big deals. So I get what you're saying, but no, I would still put the AEW World title above the WWE mid-card titles. But, there can be an honest debate. Reasonable minds can differ.
I put it above the Ring of Honor World title, to be honest.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Ring of Honor title is not a real title.
The woman's title is above the Ring of Honor title.
For sure. Especially Ronda.
Seriously.
Yeah, I would take Charlotte Flair a world title reign over AEW World Championship.
You know what? I'd pay $1 to see Ronda Rousey against Chris Jericho.
She'd whoop him in real life.
I think he's pretty tough, but he is like my age. Actually, he's younger. But
I actually also thought on Raw, another highlight that I noticed, I actually saw some personality from Dominic Mysterio. I thought it was pretty funny, at least when he was like behind. I don't know why his name's slipping my mind. Damian Priest, yeah. When he was behind Damian Priest, like repeating what he says to Shelton Benjamin, I thought that was funny. It's giving him a little bit of personality.
It's like those movies, like hold me back.
But I thought that was good that they're at least giving him some kind of personality, more than what he was doing before. Just being, a little bitch.
Oh.
You cold, Johnny?
A little bit. I'm okay though.
Is that a bench press behind you?
No, it's another backdrop for to hang like a green screen on.
Oh. So maybe he could do some reps for us.
Jim, who's the greatest wrestler of all time?
I don't know how you can say that. He's never even had a title or won a match.
Give him time. He's just lurking his next prey.
Do you think Dominic's underrated?
I think he's rated where he should be rated. He's starting to get a little bit of respect because he's starting to show some personality. I would probably put him in NXT if he wanted to be taken serious to grow better. What's his ceiling here? He's not going to get an Intercontinental title, not get a U.S. title. He doesn't have a high ceiling being at his size here. I think he could do very well in NXT, though. But he is who he is. He's if he wasn't Ray's son, he'd have absolutely no chance to be on TV at all.
You agree with that, Doctor?
I hate all things Dominic Mysterio. I think this is the high point of his career. He should just retire now.
After he gets to make out with Rhea.
He doesn't like girls.
Well, Johnny, speaking of underrated, we had a little discussion on the Facebook group this week of people's favorite or who they thought is like their best underrated wrestler. And here is Kevin's pick, Tatanka, his favorite guy who he feels was underrated. Who are some of the guys who you like or think that have been grossly underrated?
Well, before I answer, where do we draw the line at underrated? Like, if they ever had a title, are they like, taboo, not allowed to be considered underrated?
Preferably no title, but if they had like,
Well, I would say if they were like, do you feel? I guess
like Bigelow is ECW champion, I would still count him as underappreciated. You know, he never had a WWE title. Like
Right.
Duggan never had a WWE title, but he won the US title in WCW. So it depends.
Yeah.
that depends how you feel. What underrated is.
I feel like Val Venus could have got a push. I thought he was like one of the best IC champions of all time, but maybe he was kind of where he, should have been. And I don't really think he counts as underrated. You guys know I'm a big Blue Meanie fan, so that's like an easy pull right there. I mean, big guy doing a moonsault. You look at the other ones, like like Vader, Bigelow. I feel like they both got pushed a little more than him. You could even say Vader. I remember he was around when I was like really first starting to watch. I feel like
You think Vader was underrated?
You didn't watch WCW. He was like a 3-time world champion in WCW.
Oh yeah, but
he was.
But I meant
champion
how
in
like
WWF.
Shawn Michaels always held him back. Like he never got to.
Shawn wouldn't put him over.
Yeah. So there was that. But let me think of some more down. Like whatever happened to fucking do you guys know about Kurgan by chance from the Job Squad? Why was that dude so huge and so big and never got any like? I don't even think he ever had a singles match.
He's an actor. He has a successful acting career. He's in.
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking
Either
about. Yeah.
Sherlock Holmes, was he in Sherlock Holmes or John Wick? He was in one
He was
of
in
them.
Sherlock Holmes. He was probably in both.
I didn't know that.
He's like in 3 or 4 movies a year. I mean, most of them you'll never see, but he's there.
Gotcha.
My guy I said was the Junkyard Dog.
Okay, guy.
I
Yeah.
don't know if you know anything about.
I know of him well. Yeah.
I mean, underrated is a hard question because I guess you're talking about like, are you talking about like in retrospect, like sort of lost to history rather than maybe in the moment? Because for 10 years, Junkyard Dog was one of the top stars.
Yeah, he was popular, but in the indies, like when he was in WWF, I don't think he never got a title or anything.
How I worded it,
Good character.
Jim, how I worded it in the post was underappreciated, not underrated. Who's underappreciated in your eyes?
Like I think like Dr. Death, Steve Williams, never, I thought he could have been a monster. Brawl for All killed everything. I think the Barbarian.
Draws didn't get any recognition. You guys remember Draws, the tattoo artist that would like vomit and stuff?
D'Lo Brown broke his neck.
You mean Draws?
Yeah.
He broke his neck.
Yeah.
He's quadriplegic.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he did it.
D'Lo Brown.
in a match.
It was an accident, obviously.
Yeah.
Oh well, yeah. That's all right. I do remember he wound up in a wheelchair. That was a shame.
I think Stevie Richards is right to censor what it should have went farther too. He should have got some titles. That's right.
They should bring right to censor back.
They should get forever.
I mean, could you possibly say Sid is underappreciated? I think Sid was amazing. I mean,
Sid Vicious,
must-watch TV.
WWE wise, you could say Lex Luger. He gets crapped on all the time too, and he was over.
Well, he had his moment against Yokozuna.
Yeah,
when he slammed him.
He was this close.
I like there's people. I don't know if they were good wrestlers or not, but there's people I know that I really like. I love the one man gang. I love the missing link. There are people like that who never really amount to. Probably died broke, but I
love Kona Crush.
Love
Kona Crush better than Demolition Crush.
Brian.
What about the Big Boss Man?
I love Boss Man.
Canyon and Mortis. Laugh and Mortis.
He was the last hardcore champion there ever was, the Big Boss Man.
Was he?
Yeah.
I know he won it the most. I didn't know he was the last.
Pretty sure, unless maybe I confused the two statistics, but I think he was the last.
Jindrak, O'Hare, Palumbo. I think all those guys sort of got Perry Saturn, but he was his own enemy.
I like Disco in WCW too. I like Disco.
You guys remember Billy Kidman in WCW? I mean, he had a really good cruiserweight run, so I guess you can't call him underrated. But yeah, he did a really good. He was the first person I ever saw do a like shooting star press or whatever. Shooting
That's
Star
what
Splash.
he had the wife beater and the jean shorts too.
Yeah, just 1999 as hell in 1999. It was great.
Raven could pull off that like grunge look, but I don't think Kidman could.
Like underappreciated, maybe I'd go like, I mean, still regarded as a great, but I don't think is in anybody's top 25 list, maybe not even top 50 list, but Ravishing Rick Rude.
Oh, I love Rick Rude. He technically had a world title run. WCW changed to the big. There was like a big gold belt, not the big gold. You guys know there's another one.
He had an NWA title.
Okay, that's
Yeah. Well, back in the day, I think WWF, then there were a lot of great Intercontinental champions who never really got the opportunity to be in the main event scene championship. So I don't know.
When Eric, destroyed himself, he could have been anything.
Do you think that's because they were smaller guys and Vince didn't want guys like that being champion then? He wanted like Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, guys like that.
No, well, Kerry wasn't small. Kerry was bigger than Steamboat. He probably wasn't Ultimate Warrior size, but he was good looking up from Texas.
Was he in WWF?
Texas Tornado.
Yeah, Kerry had a motorcycle accident and lost his foot, so he was wrestling on one foot with like a block in his boot. So and he killed himself, I think. I mean, all those Von Erich kids are dead except for Kevin.
Yeah, Jim, he beat us Perfect for when Perfect was undefeated for the Intercontinental title. He was Texas Tornado.
Yeah, I remember the Texas Tornado. Yeah, yeah. But I always felt sometimes I like the Intercontinental stuff more than
now underappreciated. At the time, I hated him. Now I really respect him. But I heard he's a shitty wrestler and a shitty guy. But Honky Tonk Man.
Do you know he owns Linda Hogan's name?
He owns it.
Yeah, he trademarked it before Linda Hogan did. I just watched the video of Paul Hogan. He was like, Paul was like, this is amazing. Honky Tonk Man. You know what I love about Honky Tonk Man? He owns Linda Hogan's name, brother.
Yeah, I mean, arguably he's the greatest Intercontinental champion of all time. Arguably.
Definitely arguably. I don't think many people would say he was, but definitely you can argue it.
Yeah, I mean,
definitely. Who do you guys think is the best Intercontinental champion of all time?
Well, Chris Jericho's won it the most, right? Just to throw that stat out there. At least at one point, he won it the most.
I think he's like one up on the Miz. I think Miz is right behind him. I have to look at that. So.
Well, having the most and being the best are
yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I just thought it was fair to throw it out. I'm a big Jericho fan, so he's definitely up there for me.
I mean, I look at the best would be who made the belt the most important, made it important.
Well, I mean, Brett, Savage, Warrior, and Kurt Hennig to me are your four horsemen of top Intercontinental champions.
Yeah,
you put Shawn Michaels up there?
He used a stepping stone, I think, to go to the world title. But he was a very awesome champ. It was cool when he won it.
Razor,
that was my favorite era of the belt. Razor, Jeff Jarrett, and Goldust. I love that era of the belt.
Definitely Ultimate Warrior.
He never lost it, right? He just relinquished it. No, he didn't. Yeah.
I think he lost it to Macho Man, right?
No, I think it was World and Intercontinental. It was champion versus champion at WrestleMania.
Yeah, it was.
Then he won the world title, then relinquished the Intercontinental belt.
I think so.
Yeah.
But Macho Man was a good one.
Yeah, it was a great run.
Ricky the Dragon, even though I don't know how long he had it, but that match was just great.
I was happy for Roddy Piper when he actually got it for a short period of time, too. He should have got more belts. Speaking of, he's very appreciated, but he should have got some belts, more belts.
Yeah. He didn't really need them, though, I guess you could say.
No.
Sorry.
Yeah.
He's a household name. Roddy Piper transcended the sport and belts. I mean,
yeah, he didn't need.
He was there to eat gas and chew bubblegum.
And he's all out of bubblegum. So, Kev, what? Tell me about this. I'm not as privy as you to this Triple H, the post you made about Triple H not putting guys over or burying guys. what's the meaning behind that, or what are the things being said about that?
Common comment on the internet is how Triple H buries everyone. I'll be honest, he definitely buried Booker T, probably Scott Steiner, a couple guys, but he put over a lot of guys as well too. More than people than you could ever imagine.
Well, explain, how did he bury Booker T?
He had a racist feud against him, and he didn't drop
a racist feud.
Yeah, he said people like you will never beat people like me. He probably didn't mean it like that. He probably meant it as like you're a WCW mid-carder, even though he was a 5-time world champion. But it came off as very, very racist. And the fact that he didn't put him over, he gave a reason why. I think there was like, there's 2 main events, SmackDown and Raw. The other one, like the heel was going to win, or they didn't want 2 heels to win or something, or 2 faces to win. I forget the reason. But here's like what he put the Rock over twice. He put Lesnar over, HBK put over, Benoit he put over, and he never liked like smaller guys. Batista he put over. He's 0-3 against Streak. He put Cena over before Cena was like the man, and Randy Orton. So I know they're all legends, but he definitely put over a lot of guys. And he's got like a losing record in WrestleManias too.
Did he ever put anyone over where that made the turn for them? Like they weren't already like on their way up. Like he put someone over and that skyrocketed them.
Didn't Kevin Owens? Didn't he beat Kevin Owens beat him and Seth Rollins? Didn't they both beat him?
I don't think Kevin Owens ever wrestled Triple H.
He just put him in his feud right away. Made him a Triple H guy. That's a guy in the world title, right?
Well, Triple H turned on Seth Rollins, and that's how Kevin Owens won the Universal title.
I'd have to go look deep, but I'm sure he's put guys
I
over.
think when Seth beat Triple H, he was already over.
He was champ, but he wasn't over. It's still debatable whether Seth is over.
Oh, he's in the Shield. He was over in the Shield, right?
As the Shield, but Seth still like is just becoming like the guy kind of now.
What do you know about this, Dr. Jeff? About Triple H burying guys?
I was a Triple H guy, so like I was perfectly fine with it. I mean, he was the champion, and the champion shouldn't often get beat. So, I was glad that he was there. And I mean, people forget he lost 2 years of his career with like back-to-back quad tears. So yeah, of course he wants to be in the spotlight. And everyone looks back and says they bury, or abuse their political power, but that's who the legends are. They're the ones who did it. I mean, no one criticizes Cena anymore, but it was merciless, and it was. I mean, I saw more with Cena than I saw with Triple H. I mean, looking back, I realized the same thing with Hogan. But why would Hogan put people over? Hogan was the biggest star in the world in wrestling, and he still is, except for maybe Austin, I guess, in wrestling. I mean, The Rock has eclipsed him in the real world. Cena probably has too. So I don't know. It's a delicate dance. I don't think there's anyone who ever does it just right. You're always going to piss off someone. It's, I mean, when Vince said Brett screwed Brett, people scoff at that, but it's not all. This is going to be a strange analogy, but it's like that CM Punk media scrum a few months back.
Yeah.
Not everything he said was wrong.
No.
But everything he said was in the wrong place. So you can be right and wrong at the same time. And that's sort of what this is. And being someone who's won political battles and lost political battles, I'd much rather be the one who wins them and people complain about later than being the one who loses them and has to recreate themselves in their mid-40s. So I don't know. But I was a Triple H guy. I get what people say. And the Booker T one with the undertones there, intentional or otherwise, that I mean, for that one, he should have done something about that. But yeah, he didn't put over that many people, and that's why he's a 14-time champion. That's why he's a legend, and la-di-da. I mean, that's the way it goes. He played. Don't hate the play, hate the game. Booker understands.
Jimmy put Mick Foley over before Mick Foley was like the god in WWE. He put Mick Foley over.
Yeah, but I mean, Booker T turned out all right. You know, he's
He
a
was
legend,
fine
Hall of
before
Famer.
that. Yeah.
That's what I said. Booker understands. He's still working for the company. He doesn't hate the player. He doesn't hate the game.
Johnny, what's your thoughts on Triple H?
Well, he did once lose to the Brooklyn Brawler, but aside from that,
Was that when he was Hunter Hearst Helmsley?
No, he lost it like in the mid 2000s or something. It was supposed to be like a really embarrassing loss. Like I think there was outside interference or what have you, but you know, it was like on a Raw or a SmackDown. But anyway, about the whole Booker T thing, if you do rewatch that promo, Triple H does say something like, "Someone like you could never be champion with your nappy hair and your suckers," or something. And there definitely was a very racist like undertone to that whole thing. And I remember them showing like Booker T's mugshot and all this, and it seemed like it was going to be this underdog story of Booker T rising up and beating Triple H, and it just wasn't. And if you rewatch the finish, it was does anyone remember the finish to that match?
No.
Well, I'll tell it to you. So it was a pedigree, and it was the classic case of he hit the pedigree, but it was exhausted. So instead of going for the pin, he's like laying on his back. Booker T's on his back. And then, you know, he slowly goes and gets his arm over. And it just seems like the false finish we all seen a million times where it's going to go 1-2 kick out. And it was 1-2-3 at WrestleMania against the racist. And I don't know. It didn't sit right with me.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Do you think that's because Triple H wouldn't put him over, or that's just the way they wrote it?
I mean, that I guess we'll never truly know the answer to. But I think in that era of that time, if we're going to, just for the sake of playing devil's advocate, I think that was probably a Triple H move. I really don't know. I'm just trying to stir the pot.
I know that a lot, like Stone Cold has said it. Like he's not putting someone over unless it makes sense.
He didn't respect WCW guys that were WCW guys first in his eyes too.
Because he actually Stone Cold wouldn't put Brock over first. Unless it was at like a WrestleMania or something.
Well, that's smart. That's where the money's at.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. You know, I don't know the intentions behind Triple H not wanting to put guys over, but they say that. I mean, Jeff mentioned it. John Cena. That's a big thing with him. Everybody says he buried so many guys.
Wade Barrett should have been world champion, damn it. He killed the Nexus.
But he was the hottest thing at the time. Like, what would it have done for John Cena to put Wade Barrett over?
Nothing, but we'd have our first world champion or English world champion. Would have been.
But did it make sense at the time?
Yeah, the Nexus wasn't like 8-on-1 and Cena was like working for them or something.
Oh yeah, they made him wear the armband for a little bit.
Yeah. It would have definitely killed Nexus. It killed Barrett. It killed the whole gang.
So, like, if Roman Reigns were to lose, let's say he puts over, I don't know, Riddle. Does that make sense?
No. Suppose Sami Zayn took the Usos over and had an awesome gang, and then they brought in somebody big, and then Roman Reigns beat all of them, like these 7 guys. And they were building one up to be the world champion too. Like,
right now, I think that would be how it should be. What? Who do you think there's someone that could beat Roman Reigns right now?
Cody.
Cody or Lashley.
You just have to book him right.
Or The Rock. Those are big 3.
If you go back and watch that, it like the story was John Cena could have lost and got revenge later.
I wasn't into it that much back then, so maybe you're right.
I mean, if John Cena lost because it was 8-on-1, I mean, then he could have had a hero's journey and got his redemption.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I don't know that Wade Barrett being the world champion would have changed the history of WWE, significantly. I mean, I don't think that Wade Barrett was so great at any point. Wade Barrett to me seems like your upper mid card guy. I mean, I don't know that I'd mind if he was champion, but it's almost like not Heath Slater, Zack Ryder. You would never make Zack Ryder champion, but would you make Matt Cardona your champion the way he's been now? Maybe, but you didn't get that chance in WWE. You never got to see if Wade Barrett would have been that guy And then after he left WWE, he sort of left wrestling, and then he sort of meandered and found his way back, but he only wanted to do commentary.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't get it. He must have an injury too, or he just is burnt out on the business. We'll never know. Like a lot of guys, if they would have got that one win, it could have been what they needed. So we'll never know. Looking back on it now, you guys are 100% right. It'd be weird saying Wade Barrett is a world champion. As an awesome Intercontinental or US champion. Yeah, amazing. But at the time, it just felt like it killed all of his momentum. And it felt like he was this close to being world champion. That might have put him over.
They may need another Englishman for the Survivor Series. You never know.
I mean, that happens a lot, I guess, when the guy who's gunning for the title loses, kind of fizzles out now.
Speaking of Englishmen, so Harry Smith Jr. has been training Billington, the Dynamite Kid's nephews, and so they're signed to MLW. And I watched like a little MLW Insider. It's on YouTube. It's like 10 minutes long. These two look like they're 14 years old and like they've been raised on meth and lead paint.
I have to see him. I can't.
I mean, they look like what you would see in like a World War I movie of like the kids from the wrong side of the track on the wrong side of the town that's over the wrong mountains and over the wrong valley and over the wrong side of the tracks again that they put in the front lines on All Quiet on the Western Front. Yeah, you guys go out there. It's cool. Yeah, no, there's definitely no machine guns. Just go. I mean, they look like cannon fodder.
I have to see him now. What do you remember their name, or I just have to Google like Harry Smith's trainees or something?
They're calling themselves the Billington Bulldogs.
Okay, that'll be easy.
Speaking
of MLW teams, the Von Erichs we were talking about earlier, like what? How come they don't go to WWE or AEW? They're awesome.
I don't think they want to wrestle that much. I think that Kevin really has like a pineapple plantation. I think they actually really work that thing. Now, if you've seen them, they're not they're in good shape, but they're like lifeguard good shape.
Yeah.
So maybe AEW could be a place, but in WWE they'd look absurd.
Yeah, I guess in MLW, like go back. Johnny, you too. Go back and watch some like the best of MLW. That's my favorite. At least the best of like MJF came up through there. Jacob Fatu, Alexander Hammerstone. Like up until like recently, that was like my favorite show to watch. MLW too, and they have the Battle Riot, their own Royal Rumble, the 40-man thing too. It's awesome. One night we'll just come over and watch like one of their big shows. You guys would fucking love it.
Cool.
Enough talking about guys and bodies. I'm ready for some dollars. I think it's some dollar time. I'm ready for some skin. What do we got this week, Dollar King?
Sexist 10 minutes.
Time for the Dollar Report.
Wait, who's it brought to you by, though, Jim? Who's our sponsor?
Liv Morgan's Butt Stuff.
I'd buy that for $1.
Recognize me. I represent everything Dollar Club.
Respect the dollar!
So if you guys at home don't know, this is the most wholesome segment we have on this show, where we appreciate the human body and how beautiful it is. Isn't that right, Jim?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, in all its beauty, we appreciate it.
Yep. And we give $1 to one person, the best looking person on every show throughout the week in professional wrestling.
Looks had nothing to do with it.
Looks has about 50% to do with it. 25% swagger.
The best looking person, but only 50%.
Titles is sexy, and good performance in the ring is sexy, in my opinion. What do you consider sexy, Johnny? Do the same standards as me?
I really do try to take like the character into account and like what's going on, but I mean, I'd be lying. Like a lot of this does have to do with physical attraction, but say if there's some like dime of a girl,
the character means nothing.
No, let me explain myself. I love Nikita Lyons, but if she like pulls a Vince McMahon and like tears her quad trying to slide in the ring, like I'm not going to give her the $1. I might give it to the Alexa Bliss who put on an amazing match.
What if while she did that, her thing ripped and you saw her blood? Something fell out. I think
her rock and roll hoochie coo.
Yeah,
then I'd buy that for $1.
Let's see. There you go.
And I'd like to give a shout out to our cover girl this week, Rhea Ripley.
Why so many tattoos? I mean, a little too many.
What are you, like 70 years old, Jim?
No, I don't mind. I like tattoos.
Why does she have those earrings? Why she dye her hair? She's not
Why
going
does that girl have a short haircut?
Girls can vote.
Listen, the guy who came up with the dollar.
Cool. All right, so the first $1 this week, they were awarded by RBV and the Hameen Media Group for Veterans Day. It's actually $3. The first one goes to your very own Uncle Slam. His first professional $1. Uncle Slam gets his $1. And the other two, Kevin Murray and all the veterans for Veterans Day. Anybody that's a veteran out there gets $1. But Kevin Murray, the HMG, thanks RBV for you and me, our first ever $1. It's history right there.
How can the Dollar King give himself $1?
The Dollar King is not egotistical. There's no vanity here. Someone has to give it to me.
Respect the dollar!
Vanity was dollar worthy in her day.
Vanity White. So Jim, on Monday, we had the Monday Night Machismo, and somebody made history. It's just history, guys. You know what it is? The first male to win $2 in his lifetime in 1 year. Dr. Jeff Lipman with the birthday $1, second $1 of the year, the leader of the men, Jeff Lipman. How's it feel, Jeff?
Overwhelming. I don't know what to do.
Wait, hold on.
It's amazing.
What kind of dollar report is this? It's all guys so far.
It's brilliant.
That's what you get for trying to make us sound sexist.
I represent everything Dollar Club.
I didn't try to make you sound sexist.
Jim, it's about to get really freaking hot in here because there's an Impact $1. Todd Brantley picked two people, and there's no ties in where I come from. He picked it between Mickie James and Chelsea Green, so I was the tiebreaker. And the winner of the $1 is Chelsea freaking Green. And she signed with WWE. She'll be back here on TV. That's Zack Ryder's bitch. I mean, woman. Zack Ryder's girl.
It's not Zack Ryder's bitch. It's Matt Cardona's
girl. How beautiful is that one? That's her fourth $1 of the year. I think she's leading for second place for Impact. Mickie James is the Impact leader of the year. Jim, she's biting that cherry. What do you think about that?
Well, yeah, I'm speechless. That's all I can say. It's definitely $1 worthy.
Speaking about women empowerment, here's a girl that make you feel very powerful, women. How beautiful she is. An NWA Power winner, picked by our very own Jeff and Todd Brantley of the HMG, Miss May Valentine. Think she's $1 worthy, Johnny?
Absolutely. Yeah, she looks fucking amazing.
Looks like
not too many tattoos either, just a tasteful amount of tattoos.
Yeah, Jim, why aren't you complaining about the tattoos on this one?
I'm not complaining about them. Her one leg is just whatever. Forget it.
So it was on
not like I don't think she's hot. By the way, somebody just needs to go up for a second.
Hey, it's the Hardcore Intercontinental Champion, Sean Liam Riley. What's up, brother?
What's up, man? He's complimenting the skins.
Yeah.
He's showing a little skin, too.
Yeah. That's for you, Jeff.
But what do you mean? It looks like he's wearing a sweater.
I think he wants $1.
You might get one, Jim. You're the only one on this panel that doesn't have $1 right now.
Yeah, of course I don't. That's bias.
And then on SmackDown, we'd like to thank Kevin Murray for putting the poll up there. He guessed who the Dollar King would pick to get the $1 this year, or excuse me, on the SmackDown show. Samantha Irvin, Zelina Vega, Liv Morgan, or Megan Moran. Jeff, you know the answer. The other guys don't. Johnny and Jim, who do you think we picked for the $1? Me and Jeff both agreed on this one.
I'm going to go Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan.
Who you going, Jim?
Zelina.
Well, we're going to say, that's a spicy meatball.
I knew when I saw it she was going to win.
Yeah, look how sexy she looked. And William Alicia was like talking crap on that look.
The best part is that Megan Morant got no votes.
What's up? Yeah, Megan Morant.
Ugh.
Nah.
Next bus flip. Goodbye.
Samantha Irvin's got $1.
Yeah, she should.
Now, me and Jeff disagreed on Rampage, so there's $2 given out. Jeff's dollar is this girl is freaking beautiful. I almost gave it to her. Miss Lexi Nair, DDP's daughter.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. His wife was Asian, right?
Kimberly Page, right?
Yeah.
I'd buy that for $1.
Man, she is hot, and she's brought to you by
Liv Morgan's butt stuff.
Thank you, Liv.
Now, I disagree, and I have a big reason why. I had Lexi Nair written in my stats already, but then Jade Cargill came out wearing her dollar outfit.
That definitely trumps.
Yeah, it's on brand.
Yeah, brought to you by, hey, she'll get it as often as she wants to wear that.
Right.
And then I had to bring up Jade makes some money moves. I had to bring up a little sexier outfit just to show a little Jade skin on there. That's American. Nothing's American like that. Cool. Then on Monday Night Raw, Kevin Murray put another poll up. Who did we give the dollar to? Kathy Kelly, Mia Yim, Tamina, Rhea Ripley, Bailey, Io Sky, Dakota Kai, Nikki Cross, or AKA Smith referee?
I'll guess Rhea Ripley since you put her as the thumbnail photo.
I say Kathy Kelly.
I almost gave to Kathy Kelly, but Johnny, the price is right. Rhea Ripley is my mommy.
That's right.
Yeah, Kathy got herself out of contention because she was wearing that silly dress, and I don't know if she thought that was like a sexy nurse, like a bad nurse dress, or
her legs looked good though.
Yeah, they did, but I don't know. I didn't understand the whole thing, and so Rhea was working.
You too, Sean.
All right, brother. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, man.
Yeah, we're probably going to push that match till springtime. We just couldn't run it this weekend. But I'm going to take that belt from you. Yeah, we got another match coming up. Me and Sean Liam Riley coming up soon.
Nice.
Cool. Then, well, let's look at Rhea again. You guys going to buy that shirt?
No.
Probably not, no.
Jim, if you buy that shirt, I'll give you $1.
The shirt costs more than $1.
No, I mean one of our theoretical dollars.
That's okay. I don't need to have $1.
You're worsening the deal. You're not actually even going to give him a real dollar.
Why do I need $1 when I have the Dollar Club Championship?
Oh. Do we even have to talk about NXT? John,
I really have all the dollars.
Johnny,
we should because of the picture. I mean, if you want to skip the talk and just put the picture up, yeah.
Who got the NXT dollar? Oh, we lost him.
Mandy.
Yes.
She should just win everybody's dollar.
There were some great angles with the camera. The cameraman should get the dollar this week from NXT.
Who should?
The cameraman. Because there are some solid angles there of the boobage, of the underboob.
I don't enjoy NXT like you do anymore. I like play like a video game or play on my phone, and then I'll like flick back and forth when the girls are on. I'll watch or the match I like it's on.
I like NXT. I don't know what to say.
Hey, sorry.
I mean, not everything about, but I like NXT.
I used to. It just once they Triple H took over, I think like the cast isn't as good right now. I don't like the
cast isn't as good, but it's like everything on NXT makes sense. Even when it doesn't, and because when it doesn't, you can tell they're experimenting with a gimmick, so to see if something will work. But the stories are simple; they make sense. They transition from feud to feud. It's just like easy, like studio wrestling, like from the '80s. It's not all this like AEW. Sometimes gives me a headache. WWE, I still don't feel like they've shaken like some of the Vince habits, and I'm not sure that those aren't Triple H habits too. So NXT to me is just. It's just pure and easy. It's just wholesome wrestling.
I like the storytelling. It makes sense. I just don't like the roster. I guess that's.
And Kiana James is porntastic.
Yeah. And then Johnny, who won the NXT dollar? Do we even have to ask? She's got her $20th first.
Nikita Lyons, baby.
Nope.
Nikita Lyons?
Nah, Mandy.
She wasn't even on the show, dude. Nikita Lyons, I think she injured herself again.
Oh, well, that's a bummer. I wish her speedy recovery.
I think Nikita's sickness is going to be a continuing effort for her.
What's her name? Turned on her.
Yeah, Zoe Sharp.
Zoe Sharp turned on her.
Stark.
Well, good. I don't think she needs to be part of the tag teams anyway. I hope she gets a really good solo run. You know.
I don't know. I don't know if she has what it takes, man.
I think she'll come up to the main roster soon because they showed her at the last pay-per-view, in the crowd. Not Crown Jewel, the one before that, right?
Not if she's hurt.
Yeah, now she keeps having Chris Statlander knees.
And the final dollar of the week is me and Jeff agreed for Rampage. Jeff, we're starting to get the same taste in women. I think.
Rampage or Dynamite
for Dynamite.
Yeah, but Dynamite was slim pickings on. I almost awarded it to nobody.
Yeah, there's no Ty Mello this week. No Jade. Britt was on there, but she was all serious face. I almost gave it to Paige and Lexi were my other.
Yes, I mean, for someone who got tremendous boob jobs, Saraya does not know how to wear those boobs on TV.
No.
You should teach her, Jeff. You should teach her.
Jamie Hayter didn't look her best.
I think the next episode you have to show us how you properly wear the breasts on TV.
I don't think I'm the proper representation. Though if I deleted Instagram from my phone because it's so annoying. Yeah, that would be a good start. But if you actually follow Paige on Instagram, she knows how to do it. She's just not doing it on TV. See that? All those are good examples.
Last night, but we gave it to Anna Jay, sexy Anna Jay.
What do you guys? She wasn't even supposed to be in that match. It was supposed to be Allie, who apparently is hurt again. Both Allie and Penelope Ford are both injured again. Penelope Ford came back for one match.
I love Penelope and I love Alley Cat. Man, they're so hot. Well, that was our most respectful show of the week, guys.
Wait, are you going to watch the Lifetime movie? Allie was cast in a Lifetime movie.
Oh, I can't wait. Anything Allie's in, I'll watch.
I mean, I know that you have the Lifetime movie pass, and you see all the movies. But...
Respect the dollar, Jeff.
I'd buy that for $1.
Recognize me. I represent everything Dollar Club.
Respect the dollar! I'd buy that for $1.
Jeff, next week I'm going to have a soundbite of you. I meant to do it this week, but I ran out of time. What was it? The headbutt to the Jubbly? What'd you say?
To the Jolly Rogers.
Jolly Rogers. I meant to do that this week. I was going to play it a lot, but
thank you.
So before we approach our final topic of the evening, I'm going to do a little round table here. What are any thoughts on the week of wrestling that we haven't covered? Kev, start with you.
AEW better give MJF the title this weekend if they know it's good for him. Moxley was a great coming back from his vacation and taking over when they needed him. But MJF is the one guy that makes them stand out. He's a game changer there. He's the only game changer they have.
Well, let me ask you a question. Say they don't give him the title. What's it going to do?
They're going to stick. They were at 800,000 views this week. They're going to stay around that area. They have a chance to take off.
But do you think people are tuning in to see MJF, right? Do you think him being the champion how does it change that?
It's a reason to watch, a reason.
But he'll still be on the show, though.
He'll be at the main event and the beginning. He'll have more than one segment, preferably, probably.
Don't they give him more than one now, though?
Not always. Depends who he's feuding with. Right now, just because he's feuding with Moxley, but he wasn't on TV for months. When he was feuding with Punk, he was on a couple times. But besides that, Jericho feud brought him down.
Okay.
Hangman, he was about to feud Hangman.
Yeah, I'd like to see him be champion too. Just diving in a little bit. Johnny, what about you? Thoughts for the week?
If I'm being brutally honest, I really didn't get to watch any wrestling this week, unfortunately. But I don't know. I'm just looking forward.
Any topics you want to talk about? Anything on your mind?
Survivor Series? Anything?
Nothing really jumping out at me. No, I'm just along for the ride. I'm really kind of enjoying what Triple H has been doing. Dominic Mysterio, it sounds like they're giving him a little more shine, a little more personality. And
Let me ask you
obviously,
this, Johnny. How do you feel about them making Survivor Series and combining it with War Games?
I mean, I think it's cool. Hopefully it's a bigger deal. I feel like Survivor Series tends to kind of be a dud. Like if we're thinking the big four pay-per-views, WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, I mean, I feel like Survivor Series is kind of the redheaded, stepchild.
Yeah, I always thought so. Yeah.
Yeah. So I really hope, that means something good. So fingers crossed.
The Doctor, what are your thoughts for the week?
Weird week in wrestling, guys. I mean, we had a really good SmackDown. Survivor Series is pretty interesting on the men's side. I would say the women's side continues to be a dud. We have Tyrus winning the NWA championship, which is ridiculous.
I meant to talk about that. And we may take NWA out of our dollar picks because they're starting to be irrelevant, but haven't decided for sure yet.
Yeah, and everyone in Austin Idol sports booking or whatever he calls his little stable has a title. So Jordan Clearwater is their TV champion, and Scion, who's been on AEW Dark as Robert Anthony, who was 1-7, is the national champion. And it just feels so shindy. Somehow when they're in an actual theater and there's actual people there from when they taped after the pay-per-view, it somehow feels smaller than the studio wrestling that I'm used to. Weird week for AEW. I mean, the numbers were terrible. Their stories are we have too many heel. There's a real heel problem in wrestling. It's not just AEW. I mean, you have fans, cheering for Seth Rollins when they're not supposed to. Now you're sort of supposed to. The fans love the Bloodline, which is one thing I suppose. They love Kevin Owens no matter what role he's in. Sami Zayn, the same thing. But it's really impacting the stories in AEW more than it does in WWE. I mean, is MJF a heel? Is he a face? Is he tricking us? Is he the devil? Is William Regal going to turn? What's Moxley? Moxley kept saying Sunday. He didn't even know what night the show was on. He used the word show. I mean, you don't use the word show on a live mic. I mean, is Britt the heel or the face? Is Saraya the heel or the face? Why does Toni Storm keep mouthing off about Thunder Rosa on every radio show she can? And why doesn't Tony Khan stop it? I mean, I don't know. It's like everything in AEW feels like a whirlwind, like a whirlwind, and at the bottom of the whirlwind is a whirlpool going the other way. And when I look through it, there's a kaleidoscope, and I can't get my bearings anywhere. And I'm not even saying that I don't like everything, but it's just disconcerting. But I'm looking forward more to Survivor Series than Full Gear. And to be honest, I ain't buying Full Gear, which means there's a pretty good chance I'm not watching it.
And Jeff, how do Top Flight gets a tag team title match? The guy, I know it was a trios match with a guy I never heard of, and his brother was out for a year. And then the Elite's suspended. They get a title match at a pay-per-view. I'm sick of all these people you never heard of getting title matches.
Those are all excellent points. And also they seem to drop the dissension within the Death Triangle, which, I mean, it was a dumb story, but at least it was something that they've been doing consistently. Pac was in love with that stupid timekeeper bell. But yeah, I mean, why is Darius, what's her last name? Martin. Right. I mean, first of all, give him some time to get back into shape. He was completely out of shape. And the other guy is AR Fox, who was on Lucha Underground. He left pro wrestling to be a trainer and do some indie stuff. And he looked terrible. He looked like a homeless guy, and he was stiff. And I don't mean stiff like Sheamus or Nakamura stiff. I mean like the Tin Woodsman stiff. It was not good. And they offered him a contract.
Yeah, I rolled my eyes. I'm like, anybody can get a contract.
What? And Tony Khan says he's been saving costs. How? I see him collecting things like candy. What costs is he saving? I mean, what did he just do? Put all of the staff's contracts? They all work for the Jacksonville Jaguars now.
I guess he has to. Buying out CM Punk's contract, you got to save a little bit of money.
I don't know, but 818. Listen, I've said for a while that anything over 850, AEW is overperforming. So, like, I've been wrong so long that I'm finally right. But no one expected 130,000 drop from 1 week or whatever it was for the go home show. I mean, what's the excuse? Nobody's home in the middle of November when it's cold out watching TV. There's no other major sports.
No World Series now.
No election. No, nothing new. Particularly scathing in the world. I mean, nothing. No, it's no premieres. I mean, 818. That's pitiful. I set the over under on pay-per-view buys at 130. I took the under. Dave Meltzer, who, believe me, doesn't follow me, he set it at 135. I mean, that's an indictment. And people are saying, like, they're thinking like maybe 100, 110. I'm wondering if they're going to break 100 at this pace. Like all of the energy is out of that room. And I have to be honest, I don't think I'm with the champ on this one. I don't think MJF having the title makes a damn bit of difference to the viewership. It will make some of the existing viewers excited. It will make some of the existing viewers unhappy. But I don't think it's going to bring any new viewers to the product. MJF's been there since day one. How can you call someone a game changer who's been there all along?
Well, I think they should have jumped the gun on him a long time ago and put the show around him too. When he was like getting most of the segments, him and CM Punk, they should have given him the belt a long time ago, like a year ago.
But you had CM Punk, the only guy who actually brought you 150,000 new viewers week in, week out, got you these $1 million gates, and he's 42, and I mean, you have 2 years, 3 years to make money on him. You got to do it now.
Yeah, definitely. Kev, are we doing a show next week?
Thanksgiving?
Or another day?
If you want to, we can do a special Thanksgiving show. I'm down. If you're able to, let me know.
Yeah. You guys are going to do full gear predictions? Or this is mostly a WWE show?
No, we do everything, but I don't know if the guys are going to watch it because I'm babysitting my niece and nephew Saturday. I'm going to watch it at their house. So I don't know if they usually come over my house to watch it, so I'm not having like a
smart. Charge it to them.
I think we'll babysitting Faith. And Jim, did you tell them about your video game Mischief Knight character?
Yeah. Look at this. Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
We got the Pussy Grande there too.
Absolutely. You look a little bit like a Braun Breaker there.
Does.
Nice.
A little more personality than Braun Breaker.
Ooh.
I agree with Braun Breaker. I like the way some people feel about Braun Breaker is the way I feel about Cross, and nobody else sees it. Like Cross is a dud on the main roster. I feel like Braun Breaker's a dud.
The only reason Cross is not a dud is because of you know who. That automatically makes him not a dud.
Yeah, she's hot, man.
Well, if we're going to do a show this week, then I'll save my last topic for the next show. It's going to be about Thanksgiving. So we're about at where we usually are, rounding up the show. So we will say goodbye, gentlemen. Thank you. It was a good show. A lot of good combo. And Kevin, where can everybody find us? Can they scan that little thing?
Yeah, let me bring us off the screen real quick. Who's it under? I don't have it on this logo, this screen, the scanner.
Nope, not yet.
Ah, damn. All right, well, yeah.
Just tell them where they can find us.
Follow us at Dollar Club Wrestling on all social media. Oh, here it is. I'll bring it up now. Yeah, you can scan that right there. That takes all the socials on the screen right there. Go on TeePublic. You can buy Dollar Club iPhone chargers. Excuse me, iPhone covers, not chargers, blankets, onesies, hoodies. There's a Dollar King and We Trust one. There's a Dollar Club Wraps, a Johnny the Jobber one, the Recognized one. A lot of cool Dollar Club merch. You get the razor. We have all of our
diapers, panties, anything you want with $1 on it.
You can pick
adult
any
diapers.
It's available in any color now too. You can pick any color. It's pretty cool. Pretty awesome. Then come to the AXW shows. They're doing big things. And here's the dates. Coming up, we'll be at all these shows. Hopefully Johnny and we'll come to a couple of them. Hopefully Jeff can make one. If not, you'll see Jeff.
I'm try to make that one.
Which one? January?
Yeah.
Nice.
Awesome. Johnny, what do you got, Johnny? What do you want?
They're opening the bleachers now too. It's just going to seat a ton more people now too.
Awesome. Yeah, it's going to be cool. Johnny, what do you want to tell the people?
It's always been fun, man. I'm Johnny the Jobber. I'm always happy to be here. And until next time, maybe I'll try to make the Thanksgiving one. My whole family is like pretty much elderly, so I'll be done eating dinner by like 3:30, I'm sure. So hit me up.
Dr. Jeff.
Yo. You can follow me on Twitter right there, Icarus Fell MD. You can find me oftentimes on the PWC next to Jimmy T, live wrestling podcast there.
Speaking of Jimmy T, I never got his excuse. Why did he miss Mischief Night?
No one ever knows. And whatever he tells you, it doesn't matter.
Well, I didn't know if like his dog
you
died
could just put a poll up with excuses and see what it comes up, and that'll be one.
Like the Family Guy South Park episode, like the manatees, like Jimmy's excuse is the manatees.
His cat die or something like that.
Hiding from the police, hiding from his girlfriend, hiding from his girlfriend's parents, hiding from his dealer, hiding from his customers. Fell asleep in a ditch. Bit by a snake. It's Australia after all.
Punched by a kangaroo.
Yeah.
Wild dingo.
Yeah. Kangaroo accident.
Dingo ate my baby.
Me. Also, my other wrestling podcast, Hammerlock Hangover with Big Daddy Cool Steve Pena, and my non-wrestling podcasts are Garden of Doom and Garden Views. Garden of Doom is stuff that's scary, alternative history, theosophy, I don't know, stuff like the Graham Hancock thing on Netflix now, and, things that go bump in the night, a little bit of pop culture. It's fun. Check it out. And Garden Views tends to be more topical. I had a Space Law. That's sort of been a continuing series. So most recent show was Space Law. The one before that was on Death and Taxes. So really spooky. Ooh.
Jeff, where do you find your guests? I meant to ask you that before.
For which shows?
Like you found like a shaman, and you found like the religious guys. And stuff.
To find a real shaman took me a long time, but I mean that's Twitter is where I found it. Also from personal referrals, I stumbled backwards into being affiliated with this conference, which is sort of like a half a step below like the Graham Hancock, Eric Von Daniken conferences. So I get a lot of speakers through there. So I've sort of punched above my weight, get like the Joe Rogan-esque guests, even though he's got millions of people listening. I have dozens. But I don't know. I just ask, and sometimes I shame people, and I got a lot of law people from other lawyers and whatever, and I don't know. I don't know. I guess I'm pretty good at this booking thing. Who knew?
Cool.
All right, everybody. Well, that's our episode 21. Hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you next time.
Liv Morgan's butt stuff.
I'd buy that for $1.
Recognize me. I represent everything Dollar Club.
Respect the dollar!
Your raps are about as fake as chain. I don't give a and you know you can hear it. Where the you get that chain from? Halloween spirit? Recognize me.
Peace out, brothers.
I knew he had to pee. I could see him doing like a pee thing.
All right,
It's like 12 degrees there. It's like you had him locked up in a meat locker.
I wish if I had 2 computers in the house, I would play them in the house,
I'd buy that for $1.
Recognize me.